Now we would hear from our guest of honor, Professor Berger Vachon, who will be delivering the keynote address. Here I am privileged to narrate a small description of this eminent personality on the dais. Professor Berger Vachon was born in Lyon, France in 1944. He received the B degree in electrical engineering from the University of Lyon, France in 1965, got an engineering degree in Lyon in 1967, a PhD degree in sciences from the University of Lyon in 1975, and a MD degree in 1980. In 1974, he joined the Department of Electrical Engineering, University of Lyon as a lecturer, and in 1989 he was named professor. He was given the title of Emeritus Professor in 2013 and since then allowed to continue his research activity in the university. His current research interests include signal processing in electrical machines and in hearing aid devices, and also the construction of models in close connection with the patient's behavior. He is also involved in sports mechanics and in sports medicine. He is the General Secretary of MSc, an international association concerned with the edition of scientific journals and with the organization of scientific conferences throughout the world. He is the Vice Chairman of IFRAT, a French association concerned with the use of assistive devices for the handicapped people. He was the recipient of the Academic Palms Award by the French government for the academic year in 2014. Sir, you're welcome here.
Thank you. Well, hello to everybody. I would like to thank the organizer of this conference for giving me the opportunity to talk to you about this field of assistive technology, which is very important, mostly in the view of the polydisciplinary evolution of sciences now, because we know that knowing everything on a single point is not really what we need in our world, even if in some academic instances they are very keen on that. So we try to tell you about my field, which is assistive technology applied to deafness, to hearing technologies. Well, I have a lot of slides. If some of you are interested, you can get them from the organizing committee. But what I would like is to give you an overall view of what could be this field. So let's see what is this poly or interdisciplinary field like. I would like also to thank the presenter for the very kind introduction she gave me, and I hope I won't disappoint you too much, even if you will have to cope with my French accent during that talk. So, we are from France, and we are in a university hospital, which is the Edouard Herriot Hospital of Lyon, which is the main hospital in the town of Lyon. Lyon is the third agglomeration in France, because it is more or less in the center of the country, and it is well developed in the suburbs. So that's just to give you a view of the main entrance of this hospital. Well, deafness is something which is very annoying, and something which is waiting for everybody of us if we live long enough, because as all of you know, we cannot be young forever. But when we lose a hearing, it's quite a big problem. For instance, a blind people can sing because he's got the hearing, but someone who is blind, okay, he can sing. You know, we have the blind singer, and hearing, it's hearing. And just sorry for the mistake. And what are the problems of this disability. It's mostly people who retire from the life. Well, in the house, they cannot talk to the other people, so they are on their side. They just feel useless, waiting to die, if I can say this. Loss of self-confidence, because when you are in a street, you cannot hear the danger, the cars, for instance. Social life, if you've got to communicate with the others, if you are deaf, it is a real problem, even if some school for deaf exists, but still it is a real problem. At work, you cannot talk, and you have a difficulty to communicate with your colleagues. In everyday safety, well, a lot of alarms come from the ears, and you don't have them. And physical activities, you have to participate with other people, and if you are retired on your chair or on your armchair, well, it is a real problem. So how can we beat this? How can we help people to live longer with the hearing sense? We will try to see what the technology can do for us, but this kind of technology is well connected with health, with the body, so we should go between physiology and the mathematics and the technology. Let's see more or less how it goes with this. Well, we don't know how the body works. It's too complicated. So we've got to figure out how it can work. In other words, we've got to do some modeling, because there are things we understand and there are things we don't understand. Well, I believe, but it is my own belief, that we'll never know the human behavior from A to Z, because, well, I don't know if I can say this, but this is the field of God, the domain of God, and we are not this. Also, you will see that the mathematics are useful, but the human body is not only mathematics. And I would say thanks, because if everything could be predicted, we'll be no more than robots. And we are, as I can say, better than this. So what can we do with this? And we will see mostly two main applications, which is the usual hearing aid. You've seen quite a lot of people wearing these devices, and also cochlear implant, which is a very fast developing field for people who are totally deaf. What is the hearing system for? The hearing system for is first, I would say, to understand language. It could be to understand other things, such as noise coming from the streets, such as music, but, well, let's say the communication is language. It is very complicated. We have a sound coming at, well, I don't have the pointer. Oh, sorry. Okay, I was not on the right one, so it was not a matter of the pointer, it was a matter of me. Okay, fine. So as you see, the sound comes from the ear, comes in the ear, and then goes to the brain. And if we can communicate, it is because we have a brain. Without a brain, we could not. So, what is the transmission, the information which is given by the brain, by the hearing senses, if it works properly? Okay, so you can see that the signal comes from this end, and then it goes to some mathematical, some physical representation, and we have to deal with that. If we want to communicate, it starts with the phonation. So we've got to speak. So the air comes from the lungs. the air comes from the lungs, and then it goes to the vocal folds in the throat, then it goes to the larynx above, and then we have resonances which could come from the mouth and from the nose cavities, and then it goes to the lips, which makes a kind of differentiation, derivative of the signal. From the nose, of course, it doesn't go to the lips, and then it goes directly to the atmosphere, and it makes vibration in the atmosphere, which is what we use to communicate. Well, the representation, the modeling, could be very simple or very complicated, so let's start from the simple. We could say that in language we have two things, two elements, two kind of phonemes, which are the vowels and the consonants. We could say, in a very simple manner, that the vowels are resonances in the air, like selective series, like drums, which would have the resonancy on a given frequencies. And in a vowel, we have several drums, several main frequencies, several magnitudes, several peaks, which are called the ferments. And according to the position of these ferments in the frequency range, so where the amplitude is, we can say this is this vowel or this is another vowel. Okay, so now I'm getting use of the pointer. Well, the physicists